Hello Aries, welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca Gabriel from Sage Awakenings. It's great to have you here, Aries. We're going to do a reading, a monthly reading for August. So Aries, sit back and enjoy, and let's see what's coming up for you. What is the theme, and what do your spirit guides and angels want you to most be aware of? So we'll pull some cards here from the Energy Oracle deck just to get a feel for the theme here. We go for Aries. What's going on in Aries world? Okay, so we have a man holding a coin. We've got the thinking man. We've got here a little bit of sadness going on, and we've got also the action card. So Aries, we've got a situation here that is certainly about your finances. Now, the masculine energy is what's showing up here, and this is all about needing to make decisions, taking the initiative, and stepping up. And I see that the combination of these two things here, these two cards, is letting me know that you're very much in a thinking phase, really strategizing, thinking through your options, looking at potential outcomes, weighing up, well, what do I do in this situation? So it feels like you're working through a problem or a situation that really has got your attention at the moment. You're trying to understand some insights, particularly around something that's making you feel quite sad, a sadness or regret or disappointment or loss, and you're really trying to understand, well, what does this mean for me? How do I move forward with this? What is the wise thing to do? How do I handle this situation? Perhaps it may impact you a little bit financially, but certainly I don't sense that that's the motivation, but rather the motivation, or perhaps the sticking point for you, is that there's a little bit of heaviness around a situation that's concerning you. But either way, you know it's time to take action, Aries. You know that it's time to move on. Let's pull a few more cards to see what else we can get from this situation for you in August that you find yourself presented with here. Thank you, Spirit Guides and Angels, for Aries. Yeah, we have coming up here the need to sort of release yourself from something that has kept you for quite some time in a place of feeling tethered or bound and not really yourself. So I'm going to say there's been a situation here that has been not very transparent for you, not you living your truth, things that have been perhaps hidden and under the radar. It will be different for different people here, but whether this happens to be a job or something that affects you financially, you have felt not your best, not in a really great space, but you're really keen now. You're seeing the wisdom of letting this situation go, and your desire is to resolve it so that you can move on to happier days and feel more fulfilled. Perhaps you are seeking more meaning in your life, more well-being in your life as well, as a result of thinking things through and really wanting to understand from a higher perspective what is best for you. I feel that you're moving towards this, and you're trying to rebalance the energy in your life with the yin and the yang. So if you have been putting out a lot of energy in a particular area of your life, and you're recognizing that it's draining you or it's no longer fulfilling you, you're looking at how you can rebalance things in your life, which means it's time to give back to yourself. It's time to nurture yourself, place yourself into a more receiving energy, which is the yin energy, my friends. And so you're doing your very best to see with the sixth chakra Archangel Metatron what the answer is. You're doing your best to visualize the future. This is going to require you to trust your inner knowing and your intuition on how to move forward. So you know that you've got to move forward, but you're really unclear at the moment as to what that's going to look like. You know the outcome that you want is to have an improved well-being and improved life. but it's going to require you to see what that is going to be for yourself, to imagine it, to visualize it, so you know what you're moving towards. Why don't we pull some cards here to have a look at the current challenge, the opportunity and the way forward, to give you a little bit more clarity for the month of August. Thank you, Spirit Guides and Angels, for Aries here. Certainly, it's a time where you recognize you want to feel better about things. So let's see what we can do here. Challenge, opportunity, and the way forward. Well, the challenge is you're feeling a little bit low, and that perhaps the focus is with the Four of Pentacles here, that you're feeling like perhaps you're missing out or even letting people down. Things are feeling like, do you really want to let go? And I feel like you are struggling to let go of something. And whatever this is, it really is pulling at your heartstrings at the moment. So perhaps there's a sense of a loss or an impending loss. You're not sure. You're in a place of uncertainty. The opportunity, we have the Five of Wands card here, which is internal conflict, maybe conflict with others, but it was in reverse. So the opportunity is to avoid getting yourself into a situation where you're at odds with yourself or someone else. And perhaps the best way forward, as indicated here by the King of Swords, is to be a little bit more strategic and rise above any potential conflicts so that you can see the bigger picture. That perhaps you need to approach this situation more from an objective point of view, and to help you get the clarity around what is most important in this particular situation. So I realize that perhaps it feels a little tough to make these kinds of decisions, but it's sort of like when you make the decision, you'll feel better for it once it's done. And not everything feels amazing, but what you're aiming for is the ultimate outcome, which I do believe is going to bring you greater sense of fulfillment and well-being in your life. All right, let's get some more cards on the current challenge, the opportunity, and the way forward. Indeed. So the challenge being is that you're perhaps a little bit hesitant to take that bold step, as we have with the King of Wands here. The challenge may be that you're struggling to make that decision, and to take that bold step. It does require you to take some action, and to come from a place of wisdom rather than being impulsive or aggressive. We want to do this with a sense of purpose and intention, Aries. The opportunity, of course, is when you take that initiative, clarity drops in and you realize the bigger picture of things. It also represents a new beginning for you. So it's like a start over. When you do that, you're more likely to achieve this outcome sooner. So by making a move to move beyond the current conflict or unsettled feelings within you, you've got to make that move. You've got to take that step and get very clear about it, and just go ahead and make the decision, because this will give you an opportunity for a new start. We've got the Page of Cups here, and perhaps you are considering offering something to someone, or even indeed to yourself, to get the ball rolling. So it may be someone comes to you with an offer, or you go to them, just to start that process of moving on, of making progress. So do consider it. I realize that perhaps it may take a little bit of courage, but the ultimate outcome is what you're seeking, and I feel that you are going to release yourself from something and that is currently keeping you stuck and not feeling your best. So when you do this, you of course open up the pathway for a new beginning, which is exactly what you need and what you ultimately want, Aries. So let's take a look at the Queen of the Moon Oracle here for you, Aries. Yeah, this is indicating the start of a new phase in your life where you are blossoming, you are reconnecting and feeling the love, feeling the joy. But I do feel that it's come after a period of inner reflection, but also healing relations with others, with yourself. It's also making new connections. So we've got the beautiful 3-3 card here. So it's finding new ways to be with others, to collaborate with others. And this is about you stepping now back to the truth of who you are and enjoying those natural gifts and strengths that you have that perhaps you haven't seen or acknowledged within yourself for quite some time. So, I can see in the month of August, it's been a little bit of a time where you've needed to go within, rest, understand yourself at a deeper level. And this is a good thing to do. It's helping to bring in the clarity. It's helping you to heal, perhaps, to consider how you'd like to move forward. All of this is really quite necessary, and it does enhance your ultimate well-being, Aries. So it gives you somewhat the feeling like you're starting on a new slate, a clean slate, where the past is left behind, all for the right reasons, and you're able to sort of begin a healing process and a fresh start to your life. And this is a welcoming feeling and experience for yourself, Aries. I'm going to pull a card here from the Healing Mantra deck for you. Thank you, Spirit Guides and Angels, for Aries. And we have transforming from a tragedy or what feels like a deep sadness or a closing of a period of time in your life, something that hadn't worked out, but you are now transforming from this. You're moving on from that energy, Aries, to something better. So we've got here, loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. So naturally, when we make the decision to move on, when something has not quite worked out, or perhaps it's just come to a natural organic close, it may feel uncomfortable to start with, Aries, but you are recognizing that the best pathway forward is just to allow yourself that time to heal, recalibrate, renew yourself, and to gently move on. It is a transformative time for you, Aries. So be compassionate with yourself. Take your time to move through this experience for yourself with some gentleness and some understanding, because a lot is coming to you in terms of a higher wisdom and a realization around things that you needed to be aware of, things that you needed to learn for yourself, and that's a good thing. So greater wisdom is dropping in for you, Aries, as a result of this period of time that is coming to a close. I'm going to pull some cards from the Guardian Angel Tarot deck for you. I hope this is resonating for you, Aries, and is helpful to you. If so, please leave me a comment below. Let me know what's going on for you. Yes, review and contemplation, as we've just been discussing here. So you've accomplished a great deal in your life, and it is actually really important for you to acknowledge this. You've got a lot to be proud of. So whilst you may feel some regret or sadness for moving on, there is also so much to be thankful for, and you must see what you have accomplished for yourself. But now is the time to decide what's next, as you're contemplating what's happened, where you are now, and where you're moving to in the future. So it is about getting clear on your divine purpose. So you may be reassessing life, your goals, your values, and this is important to give yourself that time so that you can come back to the real you, my friends. I'm just going to say, if you need any assistance in that area, Aries, please let me know, because I've got a program and some tools that could help you. All right, another card here for you. Fair decisions. Your angels are aware that you have concerns But be assured there's nothing to worry about. Stand your ground. You know that heaven is shining its divine light upon this situation and that all is being healed. Great, awesome. So take the time to move through this, to review the details slowly and thoroughly. Bring forgiveness and compassion to yourself and anybody else that is involved in this situation. So there we have it from the Guardian Angel Tarot. Beautiful. So I'd like to pull, before we finish, Aries, a card from the Wisdom of Oracle deck, just to sort of see how the rest of the month plays out for you. Don't forget to tune in mid-month as well, because I'll be giving you a mid-month reading. Thank you, Spirit Guides and Angels, for Aries. A time of regeneration, more on this same theme. And of course, regeneration doesn't happen in an instant. It does require healing time to get yourself renewed. So don't forget to nurture yourself. Give yourself what it is that you need in this transition period, Aries. A time of mending and healing. And now this may also include how you keep the doors of communication lines open with those that you care about most. It's about letting them know how you truly feel from a heart-based perspective. It's not about burning bridges as you move on. It's about allowing people to feel still connected with who you are as a person, which is really lovely. And during this period of time, you might be asking yourself, why am I going through this? Why does it have to take so long? Why do I feel what I feel? Well, Aries, it's helping you to understand at a deeper level the change that you're going through, the transformational spiritual growth, and a lot of realizations and insights will drop in for you. Now, if we're running around fast and chaotic and trying to push for something new, we don't give ourselves the space or the receiving energy for those awarenesses to drop in. So it is often very beneficial to give yourself time to be in moments of stillness or just quiet, or just to pace yourself so that you can have those inner conversations with yourself to really come to an awareness of what this means for you personally and how you'd like to move forward. So it's getting clear on your new purpose, clear on your values as you enter a new phase or a new cycle of your life. So what's important for the way forward is not to rush decisions, but to choose wisely, as the card mentions here. And you do that by making sure you don't pay attention to distractions around you, and to really focus on what's most important for you. It's about listening to your inner voice, perhaps not so much about the noise or the opinions of others, and to really ask yourself the questions: does this activity, pathway or direction enable me to come back to the truth of me? Does this choice or decision empower me or help me to feel stronger or the best version of myself? So I'm going to leave the reading at that, Aries. It is a time for self-care, but certainly growth, for something better to bloom in your life, Aries. So do take care during the month of August, and if this has helped you in some way, please let me know. Leave me a comment, and if you are new to my channel, I invite you to subscribe so I can bring more of these messages to people like you out there. Have a fabulous rest of the month, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye now.